Steve.com. I had a different version from Steve.
Tell us.
So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Steve's best friend, Kevin, as voted in the Chatham High School Class of 2000 yearbook.
Yes.
So we got that going for us.
Yes.
I'm honored to be here as co-best man with Andrew, and I'd like to start off by thanking Steve and Tiffany's parents for hosting this beautiful wedding weekend. Tiffany, you look stunning. I'm sure everyone would agree. When Steve asked me to be his best man, I started out by seeking the advice of our friends. The overwhelming response I got was, keep it shorter than Steve's. Steve was my best man, and he started off by talking about how nervous he was for about 5 minutes. And then he yelled over to the bartender, Dwayne, bring me more drinks! So if I can cut that out, I think we'll be ahead of the game.
Yes.
Steve and I have known each other since about 4th grade. We didn't really become friends until later in middle school. I remember we ran into each other at Bosque Mountain. It's more like a glorified hill. And ran into Steve and noticed he was about the same level skier as me. And I'm like, oh, I've been skiing a while. Like, I was in ski club. I thought I was pretty good. I'm like, oh, Steve, you're at the same level. How long have you been skiing? He's like, oh, today's my first day. And I'm like, all right, well, that shows where we match up athletically. Fast forward to high school, where in addition to being voted best friends, Steve also took home the notable accolades as most caring and best listener. So Tiffany, make sure he lives up to the billing. I suggest long, heartfelt conversations about your feelings on a twice-a-day basis. I hear he enjoys that. And if not, I can dispute his distinction with the yearbook committee. Moving on to college, go Red Foxes. Where Steve, he actually, he had gone to Hudson Valley, played some football for a couple of years, and transferred over to Marist because I guess he missed me too much.
Yep.
Steve made a habit of ringing our townhouse doorbell incessantly and yelling, woo, as a wake-up call every day. So Tiffany, hopefully he's cut that out of his habit, or it's gonna be a long marriage. I could dive into some more college stories, like the time Steve scored in rugby for the first time, and as tradition dictates, had to run around the field naked on what happened to be parent weekend with much of his family in the crowd. Hopefully you've all blocked that out of your memory by now. But instead, I'll talk about the first time I knew you guys were going to be a couple. It was Sean's run weekend a couple years ago. Steve was flying in late from somewhere, so he was unable to make the race. When I had pulled up, I saw Tiffany, and I commented to my wife. I was like, oh, it's too bad Steve's not here. I know he has a thing for her. So then I called him after the race, and I was like, Steve, it's too bad you weren't able to go to Sean's run. Tiffany was there. You could have asked her out or something. And he's like, oh, I did. We're going out tonight. And I'm like, yeah, okay, Steve. And he's like, no, really, we're going to the brewery tonight. What I didn't know at the time was Steve, being the guy that he is, had driven to the course after the race, had run it solo, and then sure enough, they went on a date that night to the brewery. And judging from today, I'd say the date went pretty well.
Yep.
Steve, I know with Tiffany at your side, you'll never have to run through life solo. I consider you a brother, so I'm okay that Tiffany will have the distinction as your best friend for the rest of your lives. You two are meant for each other, and I look forward to seeing your happy life together. I'd now like to toast my best friend and his beautiful bride to Mr. and Mrs. Stephen Behrens. We'll just pretend I got one. Cheers!
Yeah, Kev.